Meditation and Spiritual Life, Swami Yatiswarananda. Testimony from the lives of Ramakrishna and Vivekananda. Ramakrishna once said, I have seen Satchidananda come out of this sheath, meaning his body, and say, I incarnate myself in every age. A couple of days before his passing away, his greatest disciple Vivekananda was with him. He had heard the Master say that the Supreme Spirit was manifest in him. But Vivekananda was not the man to accept anything without first testing it. A rather curious thought flashed across his mind. If now, when his body is about to drop off, I can hear him say that the divine is born in him, then I would believe that he is truly God incarnate. No sooner did this thought come to him than the Master turned towards him and said very distinctly, still not convinced? He who was Rama and he who was Krishna is now born as Ramakrishna in this body. Vivekananda felt ashamed of himself for his not having believed in the words of this master earlier. When Vivekananda came to Ramakrishna for the first time, he was the Narendra, the brilliant, polished college student. The master told him, I know you are one of the ancient sages born on the earth to remove the misery of mankind. Young Narendra thought, my father lives in Calcutta. I know myself to be such and such a person, yet he says I am an ancient sage, and concluded that the master must be mad. The next time Narendra visited him, however, the master put him into a spiritual trance in which all outwardly consciousness was lost and obtained the information he wanted about the disciple. Of this he spoke later. I asked him about his antecedents and whereabouts, his mission in this world, and the duration of his mortal life. He dived deep into himself and gave fitting answers. They confirmed what I had seen and felt about him. These things should be kept secret, but I came to know that he was a sage who had attained perfection, that he was a past master in meditation, and that the day he learned of his real nature, he would give up the body by an act of will through yoga. Vivekananda lived a life of intense activity for the sake of promoting the welfare of humanity. A life so intense that his body could not bear it. A few days before his death, he passed away before his 40th year. Some of his brother disciples asked him casually, do you know yet who you are? Gravely he replied, yes, I know now. There followed a grim silence which the brother monks were afraid to break. A short time later, just 3 days before his passing away, the Swami pointed to a particular spot on the bank of the Ganga close to the monastery and said, when I give up my body, cremate it there. It was just opposite to the place where Ramakrishna's body had been cremated. Um, just opposite, what it means is just opposite the bank of the Ganga in the what you can call the other side of the Ganga. uh, Ramakrishna's body was cremated, and this side where Belur is there, so it's kind of opposite. Several of the brother disciples were warned by the Swami. I am preparing for death. On the day of his passing away, he practiced meditation for 3 hours, all alone in the chapel. Then he took a class in Sanskrit, gave a class in Sanskrit. Sometimes uh, talking with his disciples and illustrating his teaching with witty stories. Later on, he went for a long walk and on his return talked for a while with the monks. And evening drew near. As evening drew near, the Swami's mind became more and more indrawn. He retired to his room and sat in meditation facing the Ganga. He had left word that no one was to disturb him. An hour later, he called one of the members of the monastery and requested him to fan him. He then lay down on his bed. His hands trembled a little and breathing became deep. His eyes became fixed. His face assumed a divine expression, and all was over. The spirit had left the body. Was that death? In Sanskrit, this is not called death but Mahasamadhi. In ordinary samadhi, the soul returns to the world of sense, but in Maha or Supreme Samadhi, having at last attained to the superconscious plane, the soul has no further need of the body, which then falls off. From the physical point of view, there is an appearance of death, but actually the soul is set free to dwell in the superconscious. At the time, so this statement is beautiful. It's not death, rather the soul is set free to dwell in the superconscious. Swami Vivekananda has mentioned somewhere, it's documented that when I leave the body, I wish to leave this body. um, the body is like a binding force. Once I leave it, as it were, I'll be able to work more freely. So what it does mean is, while in the physical body, the kind of work he was able to do, now out of the physical body, he is able to do it more freely in a way. At the time of the Swami's Mahasamadhi's brother disciple Ramakrishnananda, known as Shashi, in his pre-monastic days was carrying on the great teacher's work in Madras. A little while after the Swami's passing away, as Ramakrishnananda sat in meditation, he heard someone calling to him, Shashi, Shashi, I have spat out my body. So this was not a premonition. I think it just happened during the same time. It was a familiar voice, and he instantly recognized it to be that of Vivekananda. Sri Ramakrishna used to speak of Rakhal, later Swami Brahmananda, as a shepherd boy of Vrindavan. He once had a remarkable vision in which he saw a lotus blooming with 100 petals, each petal shining with exquisite loveliness. On the lotus, two boys were dancing with anklets on their feet. One of them was Sri Krishna himself, and the other was Rakhal. As in the case of Vivekananda, so also in the case of Swami Brahmananda, this truth of the vision of the Master was verified later on. When he was on his deathbed, Swami Brahmananda had a remarkable vision in which he saw the boy Krishna in his incomparable beauty, asking him to dance with him in ecstasy. In divine ecstasy, the Swami cried out, I am the shepherd boy. Put anklets on my feet. I want to dance with Krishna. Can't you see him? Haven't you eyes to see? My play is over now. Look, the child Krishna is cursing me. He's calling me to come away with him. I am coming.